Hello everyone, and welcome to this new series, Game Dev Tycoon. So this is a game about making games. You run your own games company and you get to come up with your games. Now if there are any weird audio or visual bugs here, it's probably because Fraps doesn't seem to like this game very much, but it shouldn't be a problem. So with that, we're just going to jump right in. So this is the beginning of Game Dev Tycoon. You can read that if you want. I'm not going to read it because not many people very much care. So the idea is you start at the very beginning of the era of video games and you go right the way forward, with technology advancing as you play. It's actually really cool. You may have seen other games like this in the market. I think this is actually one of the best ones because I've probably played them all at this stage. Let's get started. Okay, so what should we call our company? Well, I could be really unoriginal and call it after a real games company. But I'm gonna go for, I think I'll go with Splaxtis Incorporated. Player name, I'll be Alaxtis. And, nope. Actually, let's go with Asaxtis. Probably sounds wrong. Alaxtis. So, I don't look like any of these very much, so I'll go with him. He looks cool. And then, what type of awkward cardigan do you want? Oh, so many to choose from. This is not the high point of the game. I love the bright turquoise one. That looks like fun. That's settings. Oh yeah, that's fine. No, we won't bring hints because I've already finished this game. This is a whole new file, so we won't bring in hints. So you start out in your garage. So you can see your car there. You got a computer. There's the door. So you're pretty much probably in your parents' garage. It's from humble beginnings. So let's develop a game. So which topics you can pick at the beginning are randomized. The idea is you want to get a good topic genre combination. So for example, if I picked school and strategy, those don't seem like a great combination. But say I picked military strategy, that would be a very good combination. So I think I'm going to pick alien... I think I'll just go really easy and go for military strategy. Oh no, I'll go for rhythm action because that sounds good. And we'll call it. What do we think? Do you know Guitar Hero is too there are too many guitar games and drum games, and I think I'm gonna go with Oboe Hero. I'm sure that'll sell well. And then I have to pick a platform. Now, your best bet at the beginning is to go for the G64, which is basically the Commodore 64. You see, all the platforms that don't have the real names, but they're just slightly ripped off versions. So I'm going to develop for the Commodore 64 because that's doing quite well at this stage. Because the year is about 1984, which is kind of weird. I'm going to go for proper graphics. Let's go all out, and let's start development. So the essence of this game is you have to decide for your particular game, which for this case is action, which balance of these is good. Now, there is a balance, there's a way to find out these, but at the beginning you kind of have to guess. So I'm going to guess that for an action game, quests aren't very important, engine is quite important, and gameplay is very important. But that's just a guess, so let's see what happens. So you see the progress bar here is how much you're filled up to your current stage. These are the points in design and technology. You want as many of these as possible, but you want a balance of each, because if it's too well designed, then it's technologically awful, and if it's too technology, it feels empty and creatively hollow. So you want kind of a balance there. Bugs are a bad thing, but they get busted at the end, so they're actually not that much of a problem. Sorry. And research isn't that much of a problem either. Well, research is a big deal actually because you gain it and that means you can unlock new technologies. So for example, at this stage, the stuff that I can unlock is pretty basic, like adding more advanced sound, like mono sound, as opposed to just being sort of blips. which would be a real technological advancement. Later on, you can use research points to buy stuff like dynamic story, virtual reality support, things like that. So the research system is quite clever, and that's something I really like about this game. So you have 3 development stages. This is stage 2. You already saw stage 1. For an action game, now you see you have to think of rhythm is irrelevant as to what these are. It's all about action. So I think a high AI, high level design, and very low dialogues is in order. I'm just guessing. So then you'll see how many technology points you come out with and stuff. And you see I'm losing money quite fast because I have 8k in monthly cost, so hopefully this will sell. So their 2D graphics is what's included, and then I can have sound if I want. I think I will. I'd say, knowing action games currently, I'm thinking of Call of Duty, so graphics, world design, and sound. I'm not really a big fan of Call of Duty games. That's the vibe you're getting here. I just don't play them myself. I'm more of a TF2 type person. They're less sort of crazy. So, matter of fact, they're more crazy in a good way. So, you can see I'm busting the bugs there, and when that's all done, I get this nice little spreadsheet. So, Oboe Hero, I can rename that, but no way. Oboe Hero is an amazing name. And so there's technology there. You can see they're quite close, so that's close enough for me. You can see you level up in the various stats, and you level up your character as well. And leveling up doesn't seem to do that much, except that you get higher scores, and if you say level up graphics enough with a certain level, you can unlock the next level of graphics, but you have to research it and stuff. You'll see as the game goes on. So I'm going to release this, and you see I just have to sit here for the game reviews to come in. Well, what have I got? A 6. I like it. I'm gonna skip through these and I'll read them in a minute. Nice! So Star Games seems to just like it. Played it for days. If you're playing Oboe Hero for days, you really should just buy an oboe. You know, like if that's a vibe you're getting from it. Very good. I suppose it could be very good as Oboe Hero. And love it. Yeah, fair enough. Can I just say that All Games is a rubbish name for a games magazine. So you imagine actual games magazine stuff like PC Gamer or Game Hub, but even stuff like Game Hero, Informed Gamer. Informed Gamer is good. Star Games, they're okay. All Games, that is a pretty rubbish name. But they gave me an 8, so whatever. This is actually one of the most successful first games I've ever had. Like, mostly you get 6s at the beginning, so, well, seems like Oboe Hero has been a big hit. So you can see, this is how many I've sold. I've sold 7.4, so I've sold 7,100 copies in the first week, which is pretty impressive considering this is 1984. Not many people own a big computer. I'm 47 in the charts. I don't know if there are even 47 games being released on the charts at this stage. Let's be honest here. Yay, we have some fans. So fans are useful just in that they mean you have higher game sales, and they allow you to have larger projects, which you'll see later on. But we're on the very basic stages. So what you're going to want to do whenever you develop a new game is going to want to do a game report. And this will tell you sort of what you did right and what you did wrong. So, hey, we sold over 10,000 units. Within about half an hour, that will seem pretty pitiful. So, you can see it's selling well. We've made a profit, which is nice. We're at least self-sustaining at this stage. Rhythm and action is a great combination. That's what I expected. World design seems to be not very important. Yeah, that's pretty much what I did. Common sense will serve you a lot, especially if you know a bit about the games industry like I do. Because I'm completely expert, having never developed one. So the first thing, there are loads, you can research loads of topics. And some of these look quite good. But I think it's more important for me to research this. This is something your custom game engine is really important because it's the fundamental basis behind every game from here on in. So I'm going to make a few games and save up. So what do we think next? Let's go for a military strategy called... Do you know what? Actually, I'm going to make a bad game just to show you what it's... Because I've got... No, I'll make a good game and then I'll make a bad game. So, a military strategy. We could go over something really generic, like Battle Hardened or, you know, War of the Worlds. I don't know. But what should we go for? How about... I know. Okay. There we go. World War One, the long, slow one. Hey, it was difficult to name this game, so we'll make it for the G64 again. So basically, the idea behind this particular title is that you're the strategy behind trench warfare. The strategy behind trench warfare is basically hide in the trench and chuck stuff. Yeah, this is not a very hard game. So we'll go for 2D graphics. Naming the game and sort of your own theory behind it has no effect on the game's success. It's only how you balance things out. So for military strategy, I think this seems about right. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. But we may be criticized for things. So let's see. AI needs to be very high for a strategy game, of course. You know, you want to accurately simulate those people sitting in the other trench, bored out of their minds, peeing into a bucket. By the way, I'm not trying to dishonor anyone whose ancestors actually fought in World War One, because like they were very brave. I'm just saying that, you know, it was a lot more slow moving than something like World War Two. Though all war is awful, I would consider myself a bit of a pacifist. Anyway, this is all irrelevant. So that actually seems about right. You'll notice that some games are quite similar and some are quite radically different. So strategy is quite similar to action in some ways in terms of this game, and RPG is vastly different to anything, and simulation is kind of similar. It's kind of its own category as well, and casual is completely weird. You'll see what that comes along later. Hooray! Now this is the most hilarious statement in the game. Experts say this might spell the end for competing hardware manufacturers. Yeah, someone has just underestimated the power of the PC and consoles. By the way, something that puzzles me is, why is the mouse over there? Like, maybe it's designed for left-handers, I don't know. I'm right-handed, and my mouse is always to the right of the keyboard. Maybe I'm just weird. I don't know. It's just something I found. You'll notice this a lot. And in fact, the PC has the mouse on the right. Anyway, so you can see my design isn't as good as last game, but it's technologically much more impressive. You see that the ranks are all going up. So, what's the reviews? Oh dear. Okay. Military and strategy, great combination. Not bad, not good. Strategy games work. So basically, pretty much a 5. Sorry. So I'll be back in a second with how this game sold. Okay, so we're back. I just needed to cough, and I knew you didn't want to hear that. So, Ninvento is planning to launch its very own home gaming console. Ninvento is known for the widely successful arcade game Dinky King. Right. See, even though it got bad reviews, because there's so few people with computers, they'll kind of buy anything at this stage, so... Okay. Graphics are not very important for this type of game. Okay, so I'll know that for future strategy games. So I'm going to make a purposefully bad game now, because I think it'll be funny. Let's go for school... action. How about is a good name. Bored in Class. It's a game in which you're in class and you're bored. So I'm going to develop for the PC just because it's less got people. So this is my purposefully bad game. So this is an action game. So it will need a high level of gameplay and an inefficient story. So let's say story is incredibly important for this game. So it's working away. I'm hoping to get some ones here. So dialogue is of course incredibly important in a shooter. With level design and... oh, AI, why would you need that? Level design is very important. It's only going to be designing classrooms anyway. The idea behind this game is that you're a student with a ruler who hits teachers. Basically, this is just because I have certain teachers in school that, you know, I wouldn't mind being in this type of game. So world design, that could be very important. Graphics, no. Who needs those? Sound, no. Let's go with this. So there's the TES being announced, or otherwise known as the NES, for those of you who don't know anything about game history. So there we go. As you can see, it's leveled me up as usual, but let's just see. First reviews have come in. 1. Don't buy. 1. A disaster. Makes you cry. Not fun. I got a 2! We're saved! I got a 2! It's amazing! Thank you, All Games. I'm sorry I mocked your stupid name. It makes you cry. Tears of joy! I can't believe... okay, so this is essentially the worst plague on game. So this is essentially, I've just released the thing that kills the game industry. So I've just released E.T. I haven't even sold 1,000 of these things. Oh, great. I've just finished boarding class, and I think you have potential. Who playing this, which has sold less than 2,000 copies, would think that I have any potential? I'm losing fans now because everyone's going, oh, this is so bad, it's melting my skin and my face. No. So anyway, but what that did do, I'm going to generate a game report. So this is essentially what goes on behind the scenes most times that they're an okay combination, not a bad combination. Right, so I'll know that for the future when I'm actually trying to make a game. So I'm just going to research custom engine. This is really important because this allows you to add some far more advanced parameters to your games, like more advanced graphics, more advanced story, soundtrack. It really changes the whole game up from here on in. So I'm going to research this. You can see the little research bar there. Boom, boom. Hooray! So I'm going to create a game engine. So I'm going to have 2D graphics version 2, a linear story, and a save game, all of which I couldn't do before. And I'm going to call this... what shall I name my engines after? How about... let's name them all after... let's name them all after comic book characters, because, you know, friends can recommend these to me. So our first engine is going to be called the... No, forget Aquaman. This is not going to be a bad engine. There we go. Swamp Thing Engine. So that costs a lot of money to make, but it will pay itself back. So there we go, you can see he's just working away on that. The Swamp Thing engine shall emerge and it will revolutionize the gaming industry. And with that, I think it is time to end. Thanks for watching. The next episode should be up soon. Goodbye!